Amen. Amen. Okay, so we're gonna continue with this movie. Okay, that is Acts. That is kind of each time what I was trying to read it and trying to figure out what God going to show. I really get excited. Okay, I don't know you, but I get excited. I have something this movie in my mind all the time, and so yeah. So that's today we wanna continue with Acts 23. Last week we ended with the Acts 23:11, and I wanna read it, for you. So was the Acts 23:11. The following night the Lord stood near Paul and said, "Take courage, as you have testified about me in Jerusalem, so you must also testify in Rome." So in that time, well, you will see, this movie that Paul was here in the Antonia fortress. This is the place, okay? But before that, he was here when some Jewish trying to kill him. Then the commander, came, and then they bring them all over here. He trying to preach or to share in Aramaic, to the mob who wants to kill him and doesn't have good results. Then he came, over here to Antonia Fortress, and now he's over there. Okay, after he talked to the Sanhedrin, and they're trying to kill him also. So they say, okay, the commander, the officer says, okay, wanna keep you in here, okay, in the Antonia Fortress. And when he was there, is when he says, on the 23:11, say the following night, okay, he's in the jail. Lord stood near Paul and said, "Take courage." If the Lord said that to Paul, it's because he needed. So God knows what we need. So in that time, he said, take courage. And when he said that, maybe Paul says, okay, so, God already, told me that take courage. Okay, so I don't know what is going to take it. It's going to be worse or going to be better, the situation right now. Well, become a little worse, okay? And we want to see what happened, after that. It says on the 23, 12 to 15. Say, the next morning, some Jews formed a conspiracy about bombing themselves with an oath not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. I want to stop there. So not only they tried to kill it in the Jews before the commander, take him, but also in the Sanhedrin. But now they say, look, but they make an oath to say we're not gonna eat or drink until we had killed Paul. When they say this, means it's serious, okay? It's a commitment, okay? They agree in something, okay? Continue with the 13. More than 40 men were involved in this plot. They went to the chief priests and the elders and said, "We have taken a solemn oath not to eat anything until we had killed Paul. Now, then, you and the Sanhedrin petitioned the commander to bring him before you, to the pretext to wanting more accurate information about this case. We are ready to kill him before he gets here." Okay? So for some reason, okay, they 40 men, more than 40 men, they say, we want to kill him. So there was really agree in kill someone, okay? So, and I want you to think about like this. If you ask these men if the thing that you're doing is right, they will say, yes, we do in the name of the Lord. Okay? It's not because we know that it's wrong. No. Maybe the way that we do it is not right, but the ending is good. We have one saying. What is the saying that we have? That say that the end justify the means. Okay? What does that mean? Well, it doesn't matter how it happened. In the end, it's good. Okay? In the end, it's good. That's worth it. So it's the kind of the mentality that they have. Yeah, we know that killing people is not good, but we do it for the sake of the goodness of the whole thing. And it's kind of funny how people think that it's good to sin, okay, and consider that they are something good about it. Remember that the saying, the end justifies the means, it doesn't say it by Jesus, okay? It's something that we make it up. Okay? And we do that in order to feel better when we do things that shouldn't be done. Okay? So we need to take this thing from our head. Because sometimes there's lies that we grab and we make it through in our minds and think, yeah, it's okay. They was really into, they really, they agree in kill Paul, to do something bad in order to obtain something good. It's what they thinking. But we know that God doesn't work that way. Okay? They say what it says, that we love our enemies. This is like, well, in this case, they consider Paul his enemy. And he didn't go to the law. He didn't go to what Jesus says. No, they're trying to solve the problems in their own hands. Okay? And there was agree with that, and they want to do it. And they want to call it that is for God. Okay? So this is when you say, it doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't make sense, because they use values of the world and trying to apply into the kingdom of God. It doesn't work that way. So if we have values in the world and thinking that because our experience or whatever is going to work this way, it's not like that. We need to play with the tools that God gave it to us. Okay? The tool that He gave it to us. It's over here doesn't say, that. It's not from Him. Okay? We need to understand that. They say, that's okay, that. Everybody do it, okay? Even Christians doing it. And we're trying to continue. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And they say, only this time. But what happened? Little by little, you make decisions to go you from now and 10 years, you're going to be really that separate, from the God's will. Just little by little. The enemy doesn't want you to turn, really bad, to go and kill people. No. It's just a little bit off. A little bit off each day. A little bit off. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So this is what is the situation. In order for them to be agreed to kill Paul and to say in the name of the Lord, it may be really far away. Okay? Maybe they did something before, but now they're killing someone. So we can play, okay, with the tools of the world. We need to play with the tools that God gave it to us. Pray, knowing His word. Okay? What does Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Remember those kind of things that we put over here? What would Jesus do? That's the way that He wants us to win. Continue. Over here, the verse start the next morning. And when they say, okay, yeah, we will be the next day, the next morning. But we knew that we have a next morning, we have another opportunity in our life. Okay? Imagine all the situations that happened to Paul. He thinks he's going to be dead already, and he's alive. And not only that, the Lord said to him, you're not going to die here in Jerusalem because you need to testify to me in Rome. So he knows that. So, oh, wow, I was thinking I want to be dead already. So thank you for another day. Thank you for another day. But sometimes we are kind of in our problems or in our being, we are like this, and we know for sure that one morning, okay, the next morning, we have a next morning, we're alive. And we have a next morning, we have hope. Okay? And God is going to do something with us that morning. Lamentation 3:22-23 say, through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed, because His compassion failed not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. They're new okay? They are new every morning. So we have, when we woke up, okay, we know that this day, okay, we have His mercy on us. Take advantage of that. He give you one more day to do His will. If you start with God, you end it with God. If you start with you end it with you. So when you woke up and say, today, God, I wanna try to do your will. Okay, show me, guide me. And you have prepared for that day. Okay, in the end, say, thank you, Lord, for this. Because sometimes we don't know when I woke up the next day. But if you woke up the next day, it's a new beginning. Okay? So point number 1, every day is a new beginning. Okay? Today you have a new beginning. Okay? Tomorrow you woke up, you have a new beginning. The things past, you can't do anything about it. Sometimes we go to the bed and say like, what do I do this? What do I do that? Okay, like I should do better. Okay, I should make better decisions. Okay. But God says, okay, forget it what happened before. You can change anything over there. But change what is coming. Change this new beginning. They have all the tools that I give you, okay, for you to win one more day. Then what happened with Paul? It says Acts 23:16. But when the son of Paul's sisters heard of this plot, we went into the barracks and told Paul. When I was reading this, and I see, what? Wait, what? What happened here? The sister of Paul? I never heard that they have a family. I never heard about, the family of Paul. And now they say they have a nephew. It's like, wait a minute, how did things happen? And now you start thinking, wait, why don't you explain more about this? Because the thing is, Paul is from Tarsus, for Cilicia. So we're thinking that maybe if he have a family, the family is there. But this nephew is in Jerusalem. Okay? So it's like, okay, how did things happen? When did things appear? Okay? So then continue. They say, then Paul called one of the centurions and said, take this young man to the commander. He has something to tell him. So he took him to the commander. The centurion said, Paul, the prisoner, sent for me and asked me to bring this young man to you because he has something to tell you. The commander took the young man and by the hand drew him aside and asked, what is you want to tell me? He said, some Jews have agreed to ask you to bring Paul before the Sanhedrin tomorrow on the pretext of wanting more accurate information about him. Don't give in to them because more than 40 of them are waiting in ambush for him. They have taken an oath not to eat or drink until they have killed him. They are ready now, waiting for your consent to their request. The commander dismissed the young man with this warning. Don't tell anyone that you have reported this to me. Okay, so what will happen over here? For some reason, Paul's nephew figured it out. Okay, he get this information. And it's a young man. So if there was a young man, maybe he wasn't part of the Sanhedrin. So how, it doesn't explain over here, but how the nephew of Paul get this information? It's like, wow. And then not only that, but after he have the information, go and talk to the commander about this information. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of, what a coincidence, how Paul was so lucky, with this. Okay? The thing that we consider here, and is the title that I put to this sermon, is small miracle. Okay? Or small miracles. What happened here is like just for some reason, the nephew of Paul get this information. We don't know how, but what a coincidence, okay? We could consider this a small miracle. It wasn't the miracle that take the chains out and then was an earthquake and then they go out. No, it wasn't a big deal. It was a small miracle that happened to Paul. And then when Paul knew this and then they said to the commander, then we will see, what happened. But this is part of the small miracle, okay, to happen. How can I explain a small miracle in your life? When something happened to you that is not a big deal, okay? It's small, but represent a big, thing in your life. And you can explain to others that maybe the people don't believe you, but you deep in your heart know that was God. That is what we call that, or what we could call today, a small miracle. That when you can explain that to others, or when you explain to people what's a coincidence, or what's lucky, or, But you deep in you say, no, wait a minute, this was God. Okay? So this is kind of thing. So I want you to start thinking in that small miracles in your life. That wasn't maybe a big deal, but for you was significant. And it's when you go back and say, oh, God was there. Oh, yeah, God was there. Oh, yeah, well, God was there. Because sometimes when we're going like this and we're busy, we don't pay attention to those ones. The small miracle to have over here have a big consequence, and I want to explain you why. Sometimes we think that the small miracles is just a coincidence or was lucky, okay? One time I was be able to go to Cuba. Oh, I say it. Okay, to an island, on the a country who wasn't be able to be open to the gospel. Okay, so you can bring anything, any pamphlet or any flyers or anything that is written down with the Christian propaganda. You can do that. I went over there to give classes. And I knew that before me, a few teachers, came and bring some handouts, like 20 copies, to give to the people who they teaching, okay? They give it like giveaways like that. And just because of they have it, the government send it back, okay? They are not be able to enter the country for that. They have a lot of questions and all the stuff. So I knew that, okay? I knew that you could print anything. I've been 4 times there, okay? So I knew you couldn't print things like that. But for some reason, one of my leaders says that now it's open for this place to accept, propaganda, Christian propaganda. And there's a person who make a magazine, a Christian magazine, okay? And we want to send a few magazines over there. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to go over there to give classes. So I'll be able to do that. So then when they say, I was thinking it was going to be a handout. Oh, it was 750, okay, of the printing materials. And I put it in my carry-on because it was really heavy. And I don't have, enough money for putting it, down. So then I put it in my carry-on. So I was have wheels, so like that. But when I tried to put it like that, like this, just full of papers. One carry-on full of papers of Christian propaganda. And then I was okay because somebody here in the United States told me that it's okay. I shouldn't believe that, but anyway, he was told me that. So like, okay, yeah, that's no problem now. I knew that before, but maybe things change. Okay, so then I take a plane And then I have a layover for 2 hours, and then take the next plane, to this country. When I arrived to the first place, the second plane to go to this country was delayed 8 hours. When I heard, they didn't say 8 hours, they normally say 2 more, and 2 more, and 2 more. They normally that. Why they do that? And I want to tell you why. Because they don't want you to leave the airport. You never want to find, if there are delays, they never want to tell you that it's more than 4 hours because they want to leave the airport. And the thing that they want is to fill the airplane, okay? I know that. I work in an airline, okay? So they want to be little by little, little by little. And they normally say estimate. They don't tell you, yes, it's going to happen. No, it's estimate 2 hours. Estimate. What does that mean? I tell you a little bit more, you say, okay, I want to wait. 1 hour, I could wait. Okay, so just today, So they've been like that and say, no, please, confirm. I talk to him like, I know your deal over here. Confirm when it's going to come or not coming. Oh, estimate. We'll have more information. And also, when they say why it's not coming, they normally talk about there is some little things, They never say, oh, they changed, the whole motor. They don't change. They don't say that because they want to be scared. So they say, oh, a few things, they change it. That's normally like that. So anyway, so I go over there and say, oh, we're going to be 2 hours delayed and 2 hours delayed and 2 hours. It's like that. It'll be 8 hours. So by the time that I take it was on midnight. Okay, it's only half hour, flying, but midnight. So I arrived around midnight over there. When I arrived there, I was with my carry-on, and I wasn't afraid. I was okay because they told me that was okay right now. So then when I put my luggage, so they passed for the X-ray kind of thing, so they could see what is inside. They knew there was paper inside. And they told me, what are these papers? And I say, it's a magazine. And the 2 persons who work in the airport, and the security, they look each other. Okay, when they look each other like, do we go for it or we let them go? It's kind of the thought. Why? Because it was too late, and if they need to check everything that I have, it's gonna be longer for them to go to his house. Okay, so they look each other, and they look at me, and they let me pass. And I was like, it's not a big deal. Then I go take the taxi, then I arrived to the place that they told me. When I arrived there, and they opened the suitcase, there was was amazed, what happened, what you did? And I was thinking, why you say that? Well, when we ask about bringing something, we're talking about 20. We're not talking about 750. Okay. And they explained me all the things that maybe if they gave me with this, what's going to happen. And I was more nervous after than the beginning. And I believe if I knew this in the beginning, I was so nervous in front of them. But because I think, there's not a big deal, okay, I was really calm that everything's okay. So then later I was kind of hero for them, and I was like, well, I was a hero, but without knowing, because I didn't know that this thing could happen to me. Okay, they was so happy, and they don't know how they distributed this one because too many, and they was like, oh, we need to bring it, this place or this place. Like they was nervous already with the thing that already give it to them. This is kind of the thing that they're reading is the thing that I give it to them. They bring it over here to them. Over here. So yeah, for them was like what you did. And even for me was what I did, And was really calm in front of the officer because I think I'm okay. But just this small miracle, to have a delay of 8 hours, gonna help with this. And believe me, when they told me another 2 hours, I was frustrated. I was kind of like, really? I want to go over there, I was frustrated the whole time in the airport. And then later, when they arrived there, and then I see what happening, I think it was around 2 in the morning because I arrived close to 1 a.m. By the time that I was with them around 2, we were talking from 2 to 3 in the morning, and they let me know what happening. I was nervous, and then say thanks to God. If I knew that at the beginning, I don't bring this one, or I would be so nervous before. But this was a little miracle. The people could say, it's lucky, okay, it's a coincidence. But I knew that God was there. Okay, I knew that God said, oh, you're so dumb, I need to help you. Okay? So that's kind of the situation when we couldn't explain to others, but we know that God is doing something. Can you remember a small miracle in your life? I know that you have. You've been here, you know that you have. And if you don't have it, you think, no, everything that's okay. Then go back and ask God, to show him when he's moving a little things that say, what a coincidence, that happened. Okay? Because this is a small miracle that God wants you to know that he's taking care of you. Sometimes we think that God takes care of our souls only. But not only that, he can take care of our life too. What else? 23 and 34. Act 23 and 34 say, then he called 2 of his centurions and ordered them, get ready a detachment of 200 soldiers, 70 horsemen, and 200 spearmen to go to Caesarea at 9 tonight. Provide horses for Paul so that he may be taken safely to the governor Felix. When this commander, he get information from Paul's nephew, and they say, okay, we need to do something. What we want to do? Okay, prepare 470 soldiers. Okay? Wait a minute. The people want to kill Paul was around 40 each. Okay? They say more than 40. And the commander said, okay, we want to prepare 470 soldiers. It's kind of 10 soldiers per one guy. You don't think it's, and they're prepared for doing that. The soldiers, they're prepared for doing this, okay? So you think it's kind of a little bit exaggeration? Really? It's like in the movies. I know you see the movies, and you see when the president or an important person, go, and they go in a car, but the car is in the middle. Okay, and then the SUVs, okay, black SUV all the time, Suburban. I don't know, you see that one. And then helicopter around, and there are all of them are fireproof and all the stuff. You see that kind of movie that and then it's important. It's kind of the same thing that happened for Paul. And Paul, wasn't the governor. Paul was a Roman citizen, but it is not, So they do all these kind of things for him. So I don't know, but I think God he have a sense of humor. I think God have a sense of humor. And he's trying to mess up with that and say Paul, you think I want to lead you down? Look at this. 450 soldiers to bring you to one place. How about that? Okay? So he surprised Paul with this amount of soldiers, to do that. They say, and leave it right now, was 9 tonight. Okay? He didn't wait for another day. Now. So they was here. Is this in Jerusalem? It's here. Okay. They want to go to Antipatris. Okay. But the main point is to bring them all the way to Caesarea with the governor Felix. Okay. So that's kind of what they sent it with these 470 soldiers. Now what happened? The Claudius Lysias, that is the commander, he wrote a letter as follows. The 26 says, Claudius Lysias, to His Excellency Governor Felix, greetings. 27, this man was seized by the Jews, and they were about to kill him. But I came with troops and rescued him for I had learned that he is a Roman citizen. 28, I wanted to know why there was accusing him. So I brought him to their Sanhedrin. I found that the accusation had to do with question about their law, but there was no change. But there was no charge against him and deserved death or imprisonment. When I was informed by a plot to be carried out against the man, I sent him to you at once. I also ordered his accuser to present to you their case against him. Okay, so this commander, write the letter, to the governor and say, that's why I'm doing this. I don't know, the governor said, really? You need 470? But anyway, this is what he did. And then, so the soldiers, carrying out their orders, took Paul with them during the night and brought him as far as Antipatris. When I tell you kind of before they go to Caesarea. And they say, the next day, they laid cavalry go with him while they returned to the barracks. When the cavalry arrived in Caesarea, they delivered the letter to the governor and handed Paul over to him. Okay? So what was happening here? They say, okay, we want to bring, Paul to you, and you want to figure out what happened. Okay? They bring it from Jerusalem to Caesarea to the governor Felix. They went all the way to Antipatris. Okay. Oh, it's this one. Yes. They go all the way here, and kind of half of the soldiers stay there, and then the other one continue, because it was more dangerous is from here to here. Then later they was only 200 and something. Okay? So still a lot, but it's over there. So the thing, what happened, that Paul knew that God is protecting him. Okay? So this was agree with that. Look like the way that he write the letter, and they say there's no charge. The thing that he do is something about talking about the law, but really it's not charge, for them. They shouldn't be in prison. Luke wrote down this to let the people know that not only Paul, he shouldn't be in prison, but all the Christians who've been in prison for that reason. Okay, Paul wants you to know that there's no charge. Okay, it's just about the law things, they shouldn't be in prison or be dead. Okay, that was clear. Luke wants the people know about these things. When Paul arrived there, he will stay around 2 years. He will stay in Caesarea. Okay, it's not going to be kind of ready. It's not going to be something fast. He want to stay 2 years in Caesarea before he still, trying to go to Rome. But at least for that time, for that day, he figured out that God saved him. Okay? God do a little miracle who have a big consequences. The last part, it says, Act 23, 34 and 25, say, the governor read the letter and asked what province he was from. Learning that he was from Cilicia, he said, I will hear your case when the accusers get here. Then he ordered that Paul kept under guard in Herod palace. Okay? So all these things, happen since they figured out that there's going to be a complot against Paul. Then how God do a little miracle who have a big consequences, okay, good consequences. It's kind of funny because I hear normally when you talk to the kids, okay, you normally say to them, oh, you want to have consequences. What do the kids think about it? It's something negative, okay? When you say, oh, you want to have consequences, okay, it's negative. Okay, what is the word that you use, or we use sometimes, to tell the kids that it's going to be a positive consequence. We use reward. Am I right? Okay. So I want to explain that the thing that happened is a consequences of with the actions. You have an action, you have consequences. What is positive? Your action is positive, it's going to have a positive consequences. If your action is negative, you're going to be a bad consequences. Okay? So what happened here, God did a little miracle who have a big consequences in a positive way. Okay? So I want to apply this to you. Okay? Because sometimes we want a miracle, okay, in our life. We want a miracle. But sometimes we don't want what the crisis that is when we need the miracle. Okay? Point number 3. We want the miracle, but we don't want the crisis. Most of the time when God comes to you to save you, because you're having a crisis, like, oh, I need to, so then God come and do something, a little miracle, a big miracle, you depend on you, okay? But then he solved your problem and said, thank you, the Lord, okay? Because it couldn't be another way like the way that you did it, okay? We don't want the crisis. We want our life be smooth, okay? And sometimes we don't see, sometimes, God says, oh, everything is like that. But when the crisis comes, when we go to the Lord and say, okay, now I need you, okay? Already, all the other things that I normally do, it doesn't work anymore, so I'm with you. Okay, this is a crisis. Paul thinks that he's going to die. The guy's going to die. And then Lord came and said, no, you're going to be witnesses in Rome. Oh, okay, well, I was thinking I'm going to die right now, but it's not like that. Well, thank you. And then he make it happen with this little miracle that his nephew realized about this. I don't know how. Paul knew that he was going to arrive to Rome because the Lord said that to him. How? He doesn't know how or when. Okay? We could rest in God's will in our life. You have relationship with Him. Ask Him where He wants you to go. Okay, where's the place that you want to go, and then go back and try to find those little miracles to make your life the way you are right now, to make you believe in Him, because the thing that He did. Today is July 31st, okay? So today is going to be 1 year that I'm with you, okay? Tomorrow is August 1st. I start August 1st, 2021, okay? So today is 1 year that I'm with you. So you've been so brave, okay? Okay, so you handle me, okay? So far, so good. And I could say thank you so much, for this time, for this year. It's really a blessing, for me and for my family. So I normally, when the people from the music, who are more music, oriented, there's many over here, and I'm not. And when they say, oh, you need to sing this song or this, like, no, not going to happen with me. But I could do it once a year, okay? So today, okay, I will sing a song, okay? No, sing a song. I want you to help me sing this song that is Great is His Faithfulness, okay? So this is in 139. It's over here. Great is thy faithfulness, okay? So can you stand up, and help me with this? Okay, I hope you record it, because I don't think it will happen again. No, just kidding. So, we're gonna start. Wait. Well, thank you for helping me. And I want to let you know this song, okay, I sing for the first time in Mexico. Chuck gave it to me and say, well, we're part of the group, so you need to sing that one. It was in English. I don't know. You want to sing it? Okay. So I was kind of mumbling, over there in Mexico. And right now, it's kind of fun because Mathaya is in Mexico right now in the service over there. I don't know if you want to sing that song or not. But it's a kind of little bit of kind of connection, that we could have with this song. It become it's in the soundtrack of our travel 2001, to Mexico. We're singing all the time, everywhere. Chuck knows that. So anyway, so thank you so much, for this. And I want you to hear this song again during the week, okay? And when you hear the psalm, think about the relationship you have with God and those little miracles that God did in your life or is still doing in your life. Okay? The benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Amen.